Hey Christian, welcome to the Community Podcast. Christian, the community wants to listen to you and your answers. Christian, what sets you apart from other politicians?
Well, first of all, thank you for being here and for taking the time to do this community podcast. For me, it's very important to talk to the community, to explain to all of you what we stand for, and to answer the question, we get the job done. We listen to the community. We actually take time to plan events, to go and understand the needs of the community. And one of the biggest issues that we have in District 11 is that we don't have many places for people to find entertainment. Sometimes they have to drive long distances from District 11 or West Kendall to find some type of fun activities to do. So we have made it our priority since our election to plan events that involve the community, not only with food trucks, with music, but in doing so, we promote entrepreneurship, we promote culture, we promote music, and we make everybody part of the community. So it's a whole process in which we actually are completely involved with that community, and we focus on community first events. But the priority, I would say, is that I want to build pillars that will guarantee that our community will be growing at a level in which everybody will feel happy to be part of West Kendall, the Miami Dade County family, but also that people want to visit District 11. So if you want me to say concretely what sets me apart is the fact that we get the job done, we are always in communication with the community, we are planning events that involve everybody so that we can actually build a real community that we can move forward together.
Chris, you spoke about pillars in your last answer. Could you further explain them?
Well, when we refer to pillars, we refer to foundations. So I'm pretty much committed to pillars for security, inclusion, technology, where we actually build a district that is founded on family values, but also that provides the opportunities for people to stay in District 11 and in West Kendall. Because most people usually, when they graduate the university, they don't have an option. They don't have a place to stay because, there are not that many opportunities, especially in West Kendall. So I think one of the biggest probably things to which I am committed is the fact that we need to build on those pillars. When you have security, you have development. That development brings entrepreneurship. It allows for more jobs to appear in the market. That allows also for people not to leave the district or West Kendall area to go to downtown. And that brings development. As you bring development, people begin to grow within our district. So building these pillars also goes along the lines of building lines or pillars of inclusion. When you include everybody in the process and you listen to every stakeholder within the community, it allows everybody to feel part of that process. So going back to the first answer, what sets me apart is basically that I'm actually getting the job done, but I'm actually talking to people. People actually text me, call me, I'm always available. If I'm not available, my team will answer the messages or the call, but we are committed to those first community event or community first events. But that whole concept of community first involves those pillars that I'm talking about, because if you don't have security, there's no way you can guarantee that you're going to have businesses interested in opening doors in our district. If they don't open the doors, then we're not going to have opportunities for our children to grow in our district and to stay in our district and to develop our district. So those are things that for me are extremely important and committed to making them a reality. So for me, those community first pillars, security, inclusion, entrepreneurship, and technology is something, or it's part of what I'm really about, which is committed to our community and making sure that people always have the possibility to reach me and talk to me so that we can get things done.
Christian, what is it that most people do not know about you?
That's a very good question, because I get confronted with many people that usually either obviously have no idea who I am, or they have a perception that I guess we just appeared out of the blue, which is not the case. What most people don't know is that I've been working as a community organizer, as a community activist and political activist for quite some time. I've been very committed to politics since I was a young boy. I remember actually when I was going to school in New York, and most of the population was white, Jewish, etc. And the minority were obviously Hispanics, blacks, Haitians, and some Russians that were coming at the time. And I decided to run for school secretary or school president. And I remember that I was a new student at school. Not that many people knew who I was, but I was always very enthusiastic about politics since I was a little kid. We ran that campaign with a very good friend of mine, a Jewish friend that I still remember with care, and we had such an amazing time doing it. We had fun campaigning at that time. I was in fourth or fifth grade, and since then we won the election, by the way. And it was really interesting because we were facing so many people that did not know who I was. And I was a Colombian immigrant. I spoke the language very well, so for me it was not an issue, but it was interesting to go up against so many people that did not know who I was, but they liked the proposals, they liked the program, and we won at the time. But that's just an example that I just did not decide to get involved in politics like yesterday. I've been doing this for a long time. Most people that went to school with me know that politics is my passion. I've always found excitement in serving. Serving is a vocation for me. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty excited about everything that I do in politics because I like it. It's a passion. It's something that I love to do. But since I was a kid, through my teenage years, I also ran in high school. We would do a bunch of activities also. So I think it's interesting for people to know that we have been around here, especially here in Miami-Dade, for the past 16 years. So we have been pretty much involved building up I would say, a background so that we can get to where we are today. So we just did not appear out of the blue. We have been working pretty hard, and we will continue to work hard because our mission is to serve the community, not only from the council in District 11, but also from other spheres of power where we can actually guarantee that our community will be well represented, and most people do not know that. So usually I know people in every place. I have people, friends of mine who are in power because they know me for a long time, but this is something that most people do not know, that I've been around for a while. So I've always been committed to politics and public service.
Cristhian, what lessons have you learned from your experience in public service?
Well, that's a very good question, and I would say that the answer, there's so many necessities, so many needs to attend to, but I think the biggest lesson is that we're always going to make mistakes. We're always going to sometimes feel that we don't have the resources to help everybody. Sometimes so many people need something from you and you're not able to deliver and help everyone. But I think the lessons that my experience has taught me, not only now from being a councilman, but also prior, is that you take one day at a time. You also learn from everybody, and you never discard anyone. It doesn't matter if it's the custodian. It doesn't matter if it's the person who is selling flowers at a traffic stop. You have to treat everyone with respect. You have to make everybody feel part of the process, so that part of the inclusion, and that you feel that you're actually part of something. People want to feel that they're part of something special. And the lessons that I have learned is being myself in like activities and organizing events has been precisely that. People want to feel part of something great. And when you begin to build something, you begin to engage with different types of people. But one of the things that we have seen is that in the past, we didn't have leadership that involved, for example, the community, the festivities. We didn't have that. So I have made it my commitment and my priority to get involved with the community, showcase the positive things, not only about Columbia, District 11, West Kendall, but other communities, because at the end of the day, we live in a melting pot. But the most important thing is learning from those experiences, learning that you cannot help everyone at once, but you can help everybody in the long term. And part of making that happen or making that possible is that you actually are committed to what you believe in, which is in the end, I believe in community first. And community first means everything, that you actually put your community first, that those priorities are your passion, and that you're willing to commit to those so that you can actually make things happen. So at the end of the day, for me, that is what makes the difference. Being committed to the community, but also engaging in events in which people feel part of something great. And that is something that we have been doing since we became a councilman. And the mistakes that we have made in the past, people we have met. We have taken so many lessons from them and from those, prior experiences, that today I feel more secure, more confident of the things that I want to achieve. And in this heart is always my community, my people. So those are the things that I would say that are those lessons, that you should never forget people, their concerns. You should always listen to everyone. But at the same time, you have to be able to build that strong community so that you can actually make the community feel that they're part of something great. And if they feel something great, then they will follow you and they will accompany you into achieving bigger and greater things for them.
So, Cristhian, in closing, what would you say to those in your community that want to join your cause?
Well, it's an amazing question. I'm always inviting everyone in the community, all stakeholders, to join our cause, mainly because of the things that I've said before. The priorities of community first values, making sure that we build those pillars, but those pillars have to be built together, not just by me, but by all of us in the equation. And making sure that we are building something great means that we're going to work together in achieving it. And that's my priority, working with you to make sure that our district is a better place, but also that we have new leadership within our county, of leaders that are committed to community first values, that we actually think always first of how we can make the lives of our constituents much better, and that we participate, that we partake in events, activities, parties, but we also think in setting up areas where people can grow, where people can open a business, where people can perhaps, I'm always dreaming of having in West Kendall a special kind of like technology hub. This is something that will be great, especially for young people, to participate, to enjoy the opportunities that we have in this country, especially in terms of technology, because that is the future. And if we are involved with technology, we understand this, then we can actually teach it to our elders. And I think that makes part of one of the things that I said before, which is building a stronger community. And that is something that I'm inviting you to join my cause, participate, volunteer, because the more we are, the easier the path is, and we'll be able to achieve bigger and greater things, not only in District 11, but also in other spheres of power, because we want to consolidate our community to make it great. And by the way, I have this special hat. Some of you have seen me at many parties and events. I'm gonna wear it because this represents who I am. I am originally from Colombia. It's the biggest, one of the biggest diasporas here in Miami-Dade County, and I'm always happy to showcase the culture of Colombia, but also the culture of Latin America, because it builds this amazing melting pot of Miami-Dade County. And I'm inviting you to join me in building this great community first values that I want to build with you. And I always say that this cannot be done if we don't do it hand in hand, one citizen at a time, all together, to make our district and our county a better place to live.